I was extremely wrong about a claim that I made in my Nanocortex review about the FCB 1010 from Behringer. My idea was that I could cheat the system by using something like this to control the Midi and the expression simultaneously, while the Nanocortex only has one jack for both. Now there's a few things here. However, I'm still going to show you how to rig up the FCB 1010 to your Nanocortex to be able to select all of your channels at any time, which I really think brings out the most of this unit, the unit being the Nanocortex. I did tell my friends at Sweetwater that I thought this would be a killer video, so they sent this over for me to get the whole thing rigged up to show you. And don't forget that at 50,000 subscribers, I will be giving away 10 guitars, including like a Charvel DK that's behind me. So make sure to subscribe to be part of that giveaway. Now let's get into it. Okay, so yeah, I messed this up greatly before, and I'm going to show you something that's very, very silly. Let me get my guitar. So, couple things that you need to know. First of all, I have the Nanocortex over here on the screen. I'm now also going to record the screen of the Cortex Cloud, or the Cortex, what do they call it? It's, yeah, the Cortex Cloud app. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. So I got it all rigged up. And if you go on to any single thing regarding MIDI mapping to the quad cortex, none of it's going to apply to this. So it'll just be so confusing. So first thing that I did here is I go over to the settings, right? And as you scroll down in the settings, you can see that there is a little MIDI setting. Now, one thing that you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to choose MIDI or expression pedal, and the app does default to the MIDI. Now, this is a very key part to this. If you look at any other MIDI mapping video, especially about the FCB in relation to the quad cortex or something like that, it's gonna tell you that you need a MIDI channel. And that's not the case here. So be sure to have this set to Omni, because you are not going to be assigning a base MIDI channel. You're gonna hate this. I spent almost 3 hours figuring this out, and the solution was obscene. Okay, so now that we did that, we're gonna go underneath your 4-foot switch assignments. We are going to click Show All Presets. And if you look here, up in the top right corner, there's a little PCCC, and we're gonna click that. If you see here next to every bank, there's a little PC message. There are 64 total. It goes 0 to 63. Now watch this, ready? I'm actually going to get out of the app for a second. That's pretty much all you need to have set up for these two to start talking to each other. So this is where it gets a lot of fun. Watch this. So I'm going to do this. I'm gonna do this right in front of your eyes. We have now plugged in power. We have now plugged in the MIDI cable, which one side of that cable is a 5-pin MIDI, the other side has to be a TRS. Very hard to find. I'm so confident in what I'm about to show you that I'm going to reset the device in front of you right now, which is scaring me, okay? Watch this. So to reset the device, I'm gonna hold down 6, and I turn it on, and you're gonna see on the screen of the device, now it's ready. It is now back to factory spec. Okay, so here we go. Let me make sure that I got my headphones rigged up so I can hear it, just like you're gonna be hearing it. Are you seeing what just happened? I feel so silly for this having happened the way it did, because I spent hours dealing with this. But guess what? It comes, at least my Behringer FCB 1010 out of the box came stock just 0 to 64. I didn't need to do anything at all. This is just how it comes. So quad cortex setting number 1, the first simple clean. Now the next clean. Next one. with the delay on it. I think that's the 80s clean or something like that. Now this is where it gets really fun. Wouldn't it be ridiculously convenient right now if when I banked up to the next bank, as you see right here with the 2 zeros, if it just continued and just went through the rest of the settings? Let's check it out. Okay, I'm gonna go up, and guess what? Oh, it does. Yep, there's my clean now. Well, a little bit. To a crunch. If I remember correctly, the next one does a transpose. Oh no, it's just a little bit of chorus. And then we're getting to the high gain. Oh, that's the one with the chorus. There it is. Now we're getting into the high gain stuff. I feel ridiculously silly for 2 reasons, and that is, A, is that I made the claim that you can get the expression pedals to work through the MIDI jack with something like this, which at this point in time is incorrect. Even if you could rig them up, there's really not a lot of parameters to assign to them. Like there's no wahs or phasers or anything like that that you can assign. No filter effects or anything. Sure, volume and gain and stuff like that would be cool. The second reason I feel really silly is because I spent 3 hours trying to assign one of the most notoriously difficult to assign pieces of gear to the Nanocortex, and it just turns out that pretty much came stock with the settings ready to go. And all it takes now is for you to just put things in order on the Cortex app the way you would want them. And you've got a wonderful rig where you now take the Nanocortex, put it on a shelf off to the side of the stage, and just have the FCB out front with you, which I think is really sweet. I'm also in the process of making the video where I disable all the impulse responses in the Nanocortex, and I'll send the captures directly into my beloved orange cab, and we're gonna see how awesome that sounds, and when that video's done, it'll be right here.